What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Timothy Hannick. This is my sister Angel. In case you've never seen her before, I'm not sure if she's in any of my past videos, but today I will be making my seasoned with the freshly chopped onions I showed you guys in the last video. It's really strong. My sister can smell it. I'm going to show you some really nice techniques on how to improve your cooking skills. I should probably turn on that light so...
I'll get it.
Okay. Alright. Sorry about the blur. I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So, alright. So what you want to do is you want to get your ground beef, as you see right here, put it in a bowl. What you want to do is get your seasonings. I use a little bit of this nice garlic salt here. Put it on there. I'm going to put salt, pepper, hamburger seasoning. So this is hamburger. This is ground beef version. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to turn this on low heat for now. And parsley flakes. You can put this stuff on pretty much anything.
Don't ever try to eat it by yourself.
Apparently my sister's tried to eat it before by itself.
No, it was an accident. I was kind of breathing through my mouth and like,
So what you want to do is you want to use your... I already washed my hands, just so you know. Use your hand.
They're eating.
Huh?
Why? It's not like they're eating it. You have to tell them.
Yeah, I do. You'd be surprised. I've seen comments on people that are cooking, and they'd be like, "Ew, you didn't wash your hands. That's gross."
Oh my god.
So I'm serious. I've seen that before. What you want to do is you want to get in there. My sister's being dirty, guys. But yeah, you want to get in there and make sure all that seasoning gets into the meat. The reason you want to add it now instead of after it's done cooking or as it's cooking is because it's just going to fall off the meat, and this way it keeps all the seasoning intact. And trust me, if you try this at home, you'll taste the difference. Alright, so now once you get all that meat mixed in pretty well, set that to the side. I'm going to rinse off my hand. Go ahead and dry my hand off. Alright, now I got my pan here. I'll get the spatula. I'm not going to add all of this, that'll be ridiculous. So
Why? I mean, you feel like onions.
So what you want to do, honestly, is you want to cook the onions alone for about a minute or two. I'm going to add at least half that bag in there. Yeah, that should be good. Zip it back up. Put that back in the fridge. Thank you. I'll put this to medium now. And you want to let those onions sit in there and cook. And if you prefer bigger pieces of onion, obviously cook the you chop the onion the way you want it, but I prefer smaller pieces. Let that sit in there for, like I said, a minute or two. Let it cook. Making sure it was hot. Starting to think it was broken or something. Now, when it comes up to cooking meat, if you want to make it quick, you can obviously put it on high, but then you're going to have to constantly stir it, because if not, you're going to burn the meat. I prefer keeping it on medium to medium high. Or if you got numbers on your stove, this is an old-fashioned stove, in case you're wondering. So, if you have one of those fancier stoves that have like numbers or something on there, I would suggest going to like 7 or 8. Now it's starting to cook. The onions, that is. Like I said, you want to keep it in there for about a minute or two. It's just now starting to cook. For those who don't know what they're doing, for Sloppy Joe's wise, when you're cooking your onions or any type of vegetable, green pepper or something, you'll know when it's cooked because it'll start getting like a brownish color, or you'll start listening to it sizzle in a way. I think that's good enough for now. So what I'm going to do is just add my hamburger on there. Start cooking that.
That was a weird scene.
Now if I were you guys, I would go out and buy a fresh thing of ground beef if you want really great results. Because the fresher the product, the better it's going to taste, believe it or not.
I personally think you should go vegan.
No.
Why?
I'm not going vegan.
Why?
Because I like meat too much.
They're making vegan meat.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would like it.
Well, how you don't know unless you try it?
I'll try it, but just because I like it doesn't mean I'm going to have it.
Seriously.
Hey, when I get done with cancer, I'm going to get a lot more vegetables and fruit. I'm going to eat that stuff more often. But I also need a good balanced meal. I need some protein.
Oh, sure. You know, just eat animals that's been cooled. You know, whatever.
Someone's got to eat them, otherwise they're just going to be like cats and dogs, just banging around and getting a bunch of babies popping out.
Do you know how the meat industry works?
A little bit. I've been watching videos. But still, it's just like hunting and stuff. I mean, deer. Who's
It's
gonna
not
stop?
like hunting.
Who's gonna stop the deer from reproducing? If we stop eating
They
meat,
force reproduce the animals just to slay them. That's not nature.
nature has its own kids. Trust me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can understand going out and shooting a deer to get it, but not living them in a factory reproducing just to kill them off.
So what you're telling me is you're a vegetarian or a vegan at this point?
I want to be. I want to go out and buy the vegan meats.
There's a lot more expensive from what I was told.
Yes, that's the only problem. I just don't have the money for it yet.
Well, that's you.
This is animal cruelty.
I got a feeling a lot of people is gonna be like, too fucking bad. It's good. Alright, well, I'm gonna let that sit and cook. Honestly, at this point, you just wait till it gets all brown, and then you want to strain it, because you don't want all that grease in there.
Oh, some people like the grease.
That's true. I mean, if you really love grease, just leave it in the pan and then add your freaking sauce on top, but that's not me. I like to have a little less grease, if you know what I mean. But yeah, once it cooks itself, it'll be all nice and brown. You drain the grease, shake that up in a strainer, right here.
And don't rinse it.
You can if you want like grease-free food, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend.
but
If you're
the
rinsing off
flavor.
the flavor, then that's what you're basically doing. So just leave a little bit of grease left over, dump the rest back in there, put your sauce in there. If you want to add a little more seasoning because of the sauce, you can go ahead and do that. But the meat's already good enough as
I add
it
a
is.
lot of garlic. I like garlic. Even though Mom laughed at me because she would die. That's why Mom can never come over when I cook, because I put like garlic in almost
Now, if
everything.
there is anybody out there that doesn't know what a cooked piece of meat looks like,
Oh my god.
because I mean, you'd be surprised. One day I randomly looked up a video how to cook a hamburger, and somebody made a video, and this guy was being a total douchebag about it. He's like, "All right, for all you idiots out there that don't know how to cook, I'm going to show you how to cook a hamburger."
All you gotta do is cut it a little bit and see if it's pink inside.
Well, yeah, if you're a newbie,
Well, I still do that.
I don't necessarily need to do that. I know when it's cooked.
Oh, good for
Unless
you.
if it's really thick, then I have to cut it.
Should I teach them how to make pancakes?
Fun. My sister can make pancakes better than me, everybody. But the onions gives this extra flavor.
I can smell it.
Oh, that smells so good. That's what a cooked piece of meat looks like. It's nice and brown. There's no red in it whatsoever.
Even though some people like red.
Mmm. Oh, that's good.
So do you still do that trick of throwing the noodles on the wall to see if they stick?
Yep. That does work, by the way.
Just eat the noodle. You'll find out that way.
You can either eat it or you can throw it against the wall.
Well, here's the thing. There's a few different types of softness for the noodles. Some people like it really soft, and other people not so much. So if you throw it at the wall, you're not going to find the right softness you want in the noodle.
Yeah, but you don't want to overcook it too, because then it's just soggy and it just
Falls off.
falls off.
Only for ramen noodles, I like that.
Alright guys, well that's actually pretty much all I'm going to have. I'm not going to add the sauce because I won't have the time unless if I pause the video. And I really don't feel like doing that, because then I'll probably forget. So, my hamburger here is done. But it looks like it at least. Yeah, I see it's done. So, there's no red in here whatsoever. I see the seasoning and stuff. Alright. So I'm just going to drain this real quick. Alright. Shake this up a bit. Watch the grease fall out. And all I gotta do now is simply put it all back in.
Here's your sauce.
It's up there, I have to open up the can. Alright everybody, now all I'm gonna do is add the sauce in.
Well, you already have a mixer.
Yeah, but that sucks. Alright, so yeah, all I'm going to do is open this can, put it in there, and then mix it up. After that, what I do is I will heat up the sauce for a little while before serving it. Some people will actually just add the sauce in and then just serve it, because they think the meat's just going to heat it up and warm it up, which it can, but I prefer cooking the sauce a little bit. But that's all the time I have, guys. I hope that this teaches you something. Try that seasoning technique and everything. Add onions, because it does give extra flavor. So that's all.
Give me a spoon.
Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.